Hi. I'm just gonna turn off the fan quick. Real quick. Okay. I think the audio is crystal clear now. The lighting is not the best. Okay. So hi. It's my third video of the day, and I just want to do a quick update. Well, the day isn't not really the best days. You know, I don't know where to start, man. Well, for starters, we don't have classes tomorrow. It got suspended due to the typhoon. I mean, I'm not really ready for the assessment, but I'm still thankful that it happened. But also, I am not thankful because it prolongs my suffering, and my heart goes out to those who are affected by the typhoon. So I hope that it's not really that devastating as the previous typhoons, because it's been really hard. It's so many things happening around the country, and people are just on a constant battle with nature, government, and politics. And at least, hopefully, most of the people who are affected by the typhoon are safe. Anyway, um, like I said, there's so many things going on around, not only here in my country, but around the world as well. That's probably why I, you know, opted out of social media for the most part. I mean, I still keep my Facebook on and Instagram, but I don't use it that much. The only thing that I keep is YouTube, and frankly, YouTube is the only thing that I love to keep around, even when I oh my god! Oh, that was all of a sudden. Oh, yeah. Okay, I probably needed that sneeze. Anyway, as I was saying, YouTube is the only thing that I'd probably keep around for long because it's good, and although it's a bit annoying, the ads and stuff, and you can control what you see. I mean, pretty much everywhere you can control what you see, but I think YouTube is good. You get to watch entertaining videos, and you get to learn a lot of new stuff. So, what happened to me? I wasn't able to review that well today. I was not feeling it. I tried to push myself, but it's not really it. I couldn't do it. You know, it's just that I don't think I'm. I think I've lost that momentum that I had. When the semester was just starting, I had all this energy. All of this momentum that I built, and then suddenly, last week everything stopped, and I just kind of lost momentum. And I know, I gotta find that momentum again. I gotta build that momentum again, and I have to get back out there and fight. Because even though I know that my grades are failing, I still have to fight and not give up, because that is what winners do. um, yeah, it's really hard, to get myself back up. Um, it's difficult to dust myself and get back on my feet. Yeah, I don't know how am I gonna do it, but you know, I've said this multiple times. I've been down way too many times in my life than I could ever count. So, I trust myself enough that I'll be able to pull pull myself back out, dig my way out through this trench that I dug. And one example is, how I turned my day around from starting so bad to at least a little bit great and not that worse. Um, So I really wanted to record this video. I don't have anything to say. I just, I think I'm kind of liking recording the video just for the sake of being open to the public. It feels like, I'm talking to someone, even though I'm not really talking to someone. But it's the kind of thing that you feel, those types of things when you just approach a stranger and you strike up conversation and you end up liking that conversation, and that feeling when you're just so into that person, not romantically, um, not even someone I mean, not really liking, you're so into that conversation, I meant, that it's really hard for you to pull away. Like, the chemistry and dynamic, the bond between you two and that random stranger is just so good that you just can't step away from that conversation. And this is what I feel like with YouTube. Well, technically, I'm talking to camera. This is what I feel like when I'm talking to camera. Don't worry about me. I'm just holding a scissor. Not really playing with it or anything at all. I'm gonna drop it before something happens. People will say, "Hey, drop that scissor. It's dangerous." But yeah, I kind of like talking in front of the camera. It's one way for me to, I think, reflect on the things that I've done for today. I'm not really proud of today. By the way, I just wanna scooch that in. I'm not really proud of today. I played games and doom scrolled. I barely even studied, which I know I need to do. But again, yeah, I can't force myself to. And so, yeah, YouTube is kind of the thing that makes me feel safe and reflect on things, that what had happened today, throughout the day, or whatever it is that happened in my life. I think this small screen in front of me is becoming my new coping mechanism, which is opening up and being vulnerable, which is nice. Which is nice. I've had this personality of mine. I don't think this is called a multiple personality disorder thing, but when I was young, around senior high school or something, or just high school, when I was in high school, I made this personality of mine where I've got this ideal version of me. I named him 30, which stands by 30 years old. So I've always wanted to be the perfect version of myself. I mean, I know there's no perfect version of every human being, but let's just say ideal. I want to achieve my ideal self by the age or before the age of 30. And so I named my that personality of mine 30. And so on and so forth. 40 is like, 30 is the guy that an ideal guy, 40 is like a family guy, 50 is the wisdom guy, 60, 70s, and so on and so forth. And I made all of these personalities. I might sound crazy. And I talk to them like they're my friend. And, up until now, I still talk to them whenever I don't want to speak in front of the camera. Whenever I'm just sitting around, you know, enjoying whatever it is that comes through my way. And so I just strike up conversation like, snap, hey, what's up, buddy? Something like that. And I can feel them beside me. No, I cannot see them. It's like I am both aware of what is happening. Like, I know that this person exists inside of my mind. This personality of mine exists inside of my mind. And whenever these two converse, it's like an actual conversation between friends. And I like the idea of when I play or put myself in the role of 30, I just, become so much more mature and become so much more logical, thinking that whenever I talk to my 30-year-old self, I just kind of get humbled and lectured a lot by my own mind. It's like unlocking a part of me that's already been unlocked. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like I already know this, but I just don't want to do it. And so my brain, which is I think my 30-year-old version of me, plays into that role, which, hey, I'm going to be the logical one here, I'm going to be the rational one here. And 20 will be my emotions. And so they clash together all the time. And, the conversation that they made, we made, it's just so unique, every interaction. And I love that part because it's also made me reflect a lot about things. It made me feel good when I feel so down. I don't know if you could call this a healthy coping mechanism. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I sound like crazy. I don't know if I'm crazy talking to myself, but I think most people do it. I think most people talk to themselves, and it's like, hey, you're fine. But yeah, having a friend, or at least a version of you that you can call your friend, is nice. And sometimes it makes me feel less alone, especially when I get those moments that, you know, 30 and I are just in a conversation that's so good, it's so well put. That sometimes we have an argument. I just don't feel alone anymore. And talking to him tires me out, and then sometimes I just fall asleep. You know, after an argument, we come into a closure, and it's like, yeah, it's like my brain and my emotions are fighting. My heart and my brain is just conversing, but in a verbal way. Yeah, that's what conversation means. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we don't have internet right now. I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for it to come back. I was playing games, an online game, but the internet just cut off. So I really couldn't do anything. So just had to wait. I don't care about the ban. I don't care about the rank. I'm just there to just enjoy whatever it is that is given to me. Um, yeah, I'm probably not gonna wait out so long for the internet. I'm just gonna come to the rooftop, maybe to enjoy some fresh air, you know. But at the same time, I also want to talk. But when I come upstairs, the wind is gonna blow so hard on the phone that I don't think my voice is gonna get picked up by the phone. It's just the wind. You're gonna hear wind all along. After all of these videos that I posted, it may seem like, yeah, I'm doing good. Well, which is quite. I might say that I'm doing good for myself, but I gotta admit, I still remember her. I know, call me creepy. Sometimes I still check her Facebook. I still check her Instagram. Whether if something happens to her, or something, an update regarding to her. I know this part of whatever it is that I'm doing creeped her out, and that's, yeah, I know that's creepy. I'm sorry if I stalk, but I just want you to know that whoever it is that on the receiving end of this message, yes, I know it's creepy. Okay, but can we think about it the other way? Like, I just care for that person, and I want to know if she's okay. and sometimes I just can't help it. I just want to know if she's okay. But also, I don't want to justify. So, it's creepy. It's fucking creepy. I just gotta trust her that she's gonna be fine without me. And she's always been fine for her whole life without me. So, why would I need to worry about that much? I don't know. For me, it's genuine, but it gets creepy. And you know what? This is what gets me confused. I don't even know what is appropriate anymore. If you become genuine, the other things become creepy from the other side, and I just get so confused all of the stuff. Maybe I'm overdoing it. That's why it's becoming creepy, or maybe it's just because fuck, I'm creepy, man. I'm sorry. I just really care. She also said about something about obsession, that I was obsessed with her, and I was thinking about that. Maybe I am obsessed with her or something. But I think this boils back down to my past. I don't want to blame myself, but I think with every woman that I liked, I don't know what's the borderline between obsession and admiration. Sometimes, for me, in my eyes, I only admire people. I only admire them. It's probably because I beg for too much attention, which, if y'all watching the videos from my past, I've said that when my mom left my dad, I was powerless. I couldn't do anything. That's why, I do everything to get their attention, to at least do something. Actually, that's not it. Oh, I was raised, and I was made to believe that, I'm the prodigal son or something. I think that's where it came from. You know, like like how do you describe this? Whatever I do in achievement, I think they've set a pretty high standard for me when I was a kid, that made me really want attention. My head is just all over the place. I'm just reflecting here, okay? So if you're watching this video and you made it this far, please don't judge me. I am just trying to figure out things, trying to understand the context of all things, where it come from. This is just how I reflect. I'm pretty sure everyone reflects this way. It's just all over the place, and I don't have to have it all figured out right now, right? But yeah, I hope that soon I'll be able to figure things out. I hope that I'll understand the line where it gets creepy, or it's just an act of admiration, or I'm begging for too much attention versus I'm not giving attention, or something like that. I have a lot to learn, but that is, I guess that's something that I should look forward to every day. I've got a lot of things to learn. And Ashley told me that I was not really ready for a relationship. And I know I've said this before, that when do I know if I'm ready for a relationship? And so I haven't really given much thought about that, but I would feel like if people are going to answer this, or if 30 is going to answer this, it's just gonna say, you wouldn't. I wouldn't know if I'm gonna be ready in a relationship, because it's just gonna happen, just like that. Oh, the internet is back on. Yeah, uh, it's just gonna happen just like that. It's not gonna be something that God will give me a sign like, hey, you are ready for a relationship. He'll probably just give me a woman, and everything will work out so smooth. But it's just every time that I meet a woman, I just get so anxious. I gotta handle that. Whenever I meet someone new, I have to be able to understand that it is not the same situation as when my mom left us. It is not going to be that situation. I have the power to control the outcome on this, and I should not overreact because I think that's what's been happening. Every time I meet someone new, I always fear that they're gonna be gone. Even the first day that I talked to her, or first week rather, I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like I'm gonna lose her at some point, which I did. I'm sorry, this is all just digging my past. It made me realize. I mean, I realized this like a week ago now, but it's still so fresh that it reminds me that all of the things that I did was rooted to my past, and if there had been more patience, or if I had been more a bit aware, it shouldn't have gone like that. She's stressed with all the things, and I was anxious all the time, and we were not having a healthy dynamic at all. Ashley and I were not really having it. And she said to me that everything felt so forced, and probably because it was. She was so busy all the time that I wanted this to work. I wanted it to work. The very first week, I would just love to interact with her, get to know her. But honestly, it felt like she was so into her, all of whatever she's doing, and I can't blame her, and I don't want to blame her. She has her priorities straight, and I should probably have my priorities straight. And so, really, maybe in the right time, maybe we'll meet again. Maybe God will give us another chance, because right now it's not really the best time for the both of us. I am currently realizing all the shit that I've done, and I need to heal, and I need to focus on my career. And she is focusing on her own career, and she has a lot of unresolved things. I don't know. In the back of my mind, yeah, I still hope that maybe what if one day, but it's also in my mind that's saying, will all this pain would be worth it if we're just gonna be together in the end? I don't know. It's just the world is so confusing. Shit. But yeah, it's really getting hot here. I don't have my fan on. I probably need to step out, get some fresh air. Yeah, that's it. Oh, the lighting on this video is so bad. But what do I care? That's it. Bye bye.